Barbie is the box office smash of the year, grossing over £1 billion worldwide. It's a movie about female empowerment and dismantling the patriarchy. You'd expect its star Margot Robbie and director Greta Gerwig to be recognised at the Oscars, but the leading ladies missed out on being recognised as Best Director or Best Actress in those categories. Instead, Ken, played by Ryan Gosling, has got a nomination for Best Supporting Actor. So the patriarchy wins, and Ken has the last laugh. Joining me now to discuss this is Outkick host Tommy Laren, Talk TV contributor Paula Rowan Adrian, and podcaster and comedian James Barr. Tommy, I've got to say, I did laugh out loud at seeing that Ken gets the last laugh. The patriarchy wins.
Yeah, again, the people that are so fired up about this, I just find it so interesting. You know, they want Hollywood to be all about DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Only certain people can be nominated, only certain people can win, because otherwise you're going to upset the diversity quota and the quotient that they need to hit in order for everything to be acceptable. Hollywood is eating its own tail here, and then it's unfair because Margot and Greta were not nominated. America Ferrera nominated, Ken obviously nominated with Ryan Gosling, but they're mad that these two ladies weren't nominated. By the way, other female directors nominated. So to me, it's much ado about nothing. I liked the Barbie film. I didn't think it was necessarily the most challenging role for Margot Robbie to play a doll. I didn't think that that really took maybe a lot outside of her normal life to portray that character. But Piers, if we want to talk about unfairness and the patriarchy, let's talk about biological men competing against women in sports.
Exactly.
I want to see Hollywood get fired up about that one and how unfair the patriarchy is there.
Yeah, exactly right, Tommy Laren.
That's such a ridiculous thing.
I can see you two agreeing.
Yeah. What a ridiculous thing to just throw in at the end of a chat about Hollywood. That's insane. Also, it's not about what is acceptable. It's about what is deserved, right? And I'm sorry, but Greta Gerwig deserved to be nominated.
But I thought the movie was awful.
Greta,
I thought it played up to every stereotypical nonsense. Barbie was brilliant. All the other Barbies were brilliant. Ken was a knucklehead.
I'll tell you what's awful.
And by the way, the only thing that works is extermination of the patriarchy and let women rule the world.
Yes, please.
And they based it all.
Yes, please.
They based it all on this company, which supposedly had all men in its boardroom. Turns out in reality, it's half men, half women. The whole thing's based on a lie.
Honestly, the worst thing about this is that it's a huge snub for Greta, and it's like the Oscars looked at Will Smith and went, "Who can we slap in the face this year?"
Or maybe it wasn't that good a movie. I didn't think it was.
Well, the BAFTAs think that it is.
I didn't.
And frankly, lots of people who have seen it agree that it's a great movie.
I thought it was unwatchable.
I appreciate you've obviously watched it.
Just
and
man-mocking tosh.
Yeah, well, and we can see why you didn't watch it. And I think it's interesting.
And a man's had the last laugh.
And I think it's interesting that you're focusing on the patriarchy as if somehow you clearly missed the message that the movie was trying to convey.
No, I got the message. All men are awful. It's the same message we saw when Gillette suddenly decided that all men who use their products are awful and Harvey Weinstein lookalikes unless they can prove otherwise.
Oh, you're such a victim, aren't you?
Yes,
such victim.
We are a downtrodden, oppressed group.
Oh, gosh, I feel sorry for you.
Because we know, don't we, that when we talk about patriarchy, the reality of patriarchy is about, for example, the fact that women are still not paid the same as men. We're looking at still
Do you know how much Margot Robbie has made from Barbie?
Differentiation.
Hang on. Do you know how much Margot Robbie has made from Barbie?
One woman is not all women.
Because she also produced it through a production company. I last heard we're talking north of 100 mil. You're doing OK in Hollywood.
I mean,
you're doing all right.
We're not talking about the exception to the rule argument here, Piers, because we know that that never wins.
I'll tell you someone
But interestingly enough, no matter how much she earns, she's still not good enough to get a nomination.
By the way, I love Margot Robbie. I hated Barbie. I think she will win an Oscar for something else and she'll deserve it. Greta Gerwig, very talented, wrote a movie bashing men. And a man's the one who gets nobbed. It's perfect.
Such an awful way to simplify.
I know, but it's true. But it's also true. I want to ask Tommy about another oppressed man, Prince Harry, who went to this extraordinary event in Hollywood where he was declared a living legend of aviation, and no one's quite sure why. What did you make of this?
Well, I'll tell you, as much as I hate to say this, Hollywood can have Harry and Meghan. That's probably the only place that they're useful at this point. They're still living out their 15 minutes of fame. I think it's going to dwindle. But I would say, Piers, we should just stop talking about them. We should stop shining the light on them. And then they will scurry. They will go away. We breathe life into them by giving them attention. They really have no talent. They really have not much to offer. So we stop talking about them, and I think their light will dim even faster than it's already going to by nature.
I like your thinking. thinking.
Tommy's such an expert on people that have no talent.
Wow. And actually, I'm going to disagree with Tommy on this one. I want to hear about Harry. I want to hear about the good things.
You think he's a living legend
I want to hear about the good things. I want to hear about Meghan, because it's important for us to remember that he won his case.
Yes.
It's important for us to continue to push that message, that he and others who aren't as famous as Harry, were able to successfully shine a light on what was wrong with the British press way back when.
Talking about him winning a
That's
living
an important
award.
thing.
What's it got to do with the British press?
Then isn't
Don't
he a living legend for doing
the British
that?
press to blame for... That's not why he got
Isn't
the
he
award.
I actually, in
He
my
is a living
view,
legend.
He got the
Absolutely.
award for his aviation skills.
And he deserves that aviation award because he caused you quite a lot of turbulence, Piers Morgan.
I don't mind what turbulence he causes me. He's a sickening...
Oh, you do.
He's a sickening...
It riles you up.
He's a sickening...
Storm Piers is affecting us all right now.
The biggest intruder into royal privacy of all time.
You cannot...
You know who it is? Prince Harry.
Ridiculous.
Prince Harry.
Ridiculous.
It's the ultimate hypocrisy.
What this story
he wrote a book
shows-
literally revealing conversations with his family at the gravesite of his grandfather.
What this story shows
it's hard to imagine
is that the British
anything
I think you might be projecting.
Quite why
The
we've
British
gone
press-
there.
I think
the
you're
British press
projecting.
can't let go of him.
Anyway,
They
you think
can't let go of him.
he's a living legend? I think he's a
Absolutely.
living bellend.
Congratulations,
And we're going to
Harry.
have to leave it there.
Congratulations.
Tommy, always a pleasure to get common sense from you across the pond. If only it was shared by my two friends to my left.
Well, maybe you should move to America. They love you there,
I love
Piers.
America. I was just there for 3.5 weeks. Loved it. Because they understand common sense better than you two clowns. Anyway, thank you both very much indeed.